Hi everyone, this is my coming out story. This is my first video, so I'm a little bit nervous about doing it, but I just wanted to share what it was like for me to maybe help some other people. My name is Dean, I'm 16 years old and I'm from the UK. I've been out to my friends and my parents since February this year, although I knew I was gay for a long time before that. It took me months and months and months to finally tell someone that I was gay, because I was scared of how everyone would react, because everybody has different views on things, and I was just worried that people wouldn't think the same about me anymore. I suppose I realised I was gay before I was at least 10, because I remember in primary school there was always this boy in the year above that I was really attracted to. But it took me until I was 15 to tell someone. And it turned out that the person I told was one of my girlfriends, who also turned out to be a lesbian in the end. So what made me start telling people? I remember that I'd been going to tell somebody for months and months and months, but I just kept backing out all the time because I was just scared. And I remember I was watching some videos on one Sunday afternoon about people coming out to their friends and their family and how much support they'd had and stuff, and I suppose that's what inspired me to do it eventually. And I remember I sat in bed on the Sunday night and I wrote notes to two of my friends, because I was just too scared to say it in person, because I knew I just wouldn't be able to say the words. So when the next day came, I went to school, and it took, before I gave my friend the note to say that I was gay, I backed out 3 times because I just got too scared. Eventually, about halfway through the school day, I gave her the note in the chemistry lesson, and she read it, and I remember feeling so nervous because there was other people around us and I was worried how she'd react if she'd say something, which she didn't. She just looked up and smiled, and it was so nice. It made me feel so happy, and it was like just telling us that everything was going to be okay. Then that night I also decided to tell another 2 friends on Facebook, because I suppose telling the first friend gave you some more confidence to tell other people. The first person I sent a really long message to, because I just kept getting so nervous that I just kept writing more and more and more. And then, once I'd sent it, she didn't reply for half an hour, even though she'd seen it on Facebook, and that started to make me have practically a panic attack about it. I just kept worrying to the friend I'd already told that she was going to disown me, and she hadn't. She just lost her internet connection, and she said that she was just more offended that the other person knew before she did. So everything was alright there. And the other person I was originally going to tell on the school bus, but I was just worried people would hear what I was saying. So I told her on Facebook, and she said she thought it was amazing that I had the confidence to tell them. Because it did take a lot, it really did. And that was all I told that day. Now, compared to some people, even though it took me months to tell somebody, I came out really, really fast. I told lots of people very quickly. Because although I was scared, I just wanted to get it out, because I just couldn't hide it anymore. I just wanted everybody to know. Then the next day, I remember thinking how scared I was about telling my parents, because people kept asking, so my friends kept asking, so how are you going to tell your parents? Or are you going to? And I didn't think I would ever tell them, because I just didn't think I could start the conversation about it. I mean, because I'm an only child, I have no brothers and sisters, so I suppose me having children's the only way for my family to continue, and I'd be worried that my parents wouldn't be happy about it. And I remember my mother had been acting weird the past few days, and I can't say what she was doing, but she was just acting very weird around us, like saying very ambiguous things. I suppose so I asked her that night when I came to school, is there something you want to say to me? And then she asked me, is there something you want to say to us? And we went on about that like that for about 10 minutes until she finally said that me and your dad are happy as long as you're happy. And then I just remember I didn't know how to react, and I just ran away crying into the living room. And she just came in and hugged me and said, it's all going to be alright, and don't get upset. But I can't even begin to say how much relief it gave me to know that my parents were behind me. And I suppose it's what inspired me to tell everyone else that I still had to tell. The day after that was the day when I told my best friends, because even though really you should tell your best friends first, I was scared to, because it sounds really weird, but because my best friend is a girl and we were always expected to get married and everything, it felt like I was almost betraying her, like I was doing something wrong. And I remember we'd stayed back for an after school class, and it was on the bus after school and all my other friends were there, and I finally decided to tell them. One of them I was very worried about because she's a little bit more religious, and I was worried that she would start calling me a sinner or something. And I told them both, and I said, please don't disown me. And they said, why on earth would we disown you? It doesn't matter, because we love you no matter what. And it's so lovely to hear your friends say that to you, when it's something you've been worrying about for so long. And even though I was most worried about telling the religious friend, she's actually the one who's turned out to be the most supportive of me, the one who's always asking me if I'm alright and everything, because I rarely am. I always seem to have some sort of problem. And she's always the one I go to first, because I always feel she understands me more. But the truth is, many people already suspect that I'm gay because I'm not particularly masculine. And people have always asked me, are you gay? However, when I want people to start asking me that, they stopped completely, which irritated me more than anything, because if people asked me then I probably would have said yes. There is other people that know, because when I've been talking to my friends, I've been talking about men that I think are attractive, and other people have been around and just heard. So there are other people that know, but they haven't said anything. Although I've told all my friends and family that I'm gay, my sexuality isn't open, because I just think people that aren't really involved in my life don't really need to know, because it's not their concern. But I always think it'd be really nice to tell them. But once again, I'm just worried how everyone will react, because I've often thought about posting it on Facebook or something, but you never know how people will react, even though everyone else has been positive and everything. It's just worried that people would say stuff, things like that. Now that I've been out to my friends and family for a few months, it made me realise how little there was to initially worry about. Obviously I can't promise that it's going to be that easy for everyone, because it all depends on where you grow up. In some countries it's still very tough, whereas here in the UK it's much better, and I can still live the life that I want to lead. And also I'd like to say, don't necessarily tell your best friend first. Tell the friend that you feel most comfortable in telling. Because as I said, I was extremely scared, even though I knew she'd be accepting, because it just felt like I was doing it wrong, I shouldn't be doing it. But still, for all of you out there who are still in the closet, please try not to worry about it too much. Just tell somebody before it gets you too down. So that you have to tell somebody eventually, because you just can't keep the secret anymore. So that was my coming out story. That took a lot of confidence to do, and my hands are all sweaty now. And I tried not to cry in there, even though there's a few times where I was going to. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them below, or send us a message or anything. I'll try and answer all your questions, because I still remember very much how it felt. Also, it only happened quite recently and I'm still young and everything, so yeah. Thanks for watching.